Today we are going to check out a 1 Michelin star tempura specialty restaurant called Tempura Motoyoshi located in Aoyama, Tokyo, Japan. They only have lunch on Saturday and it's cooked by the sous chef, so it is cheaper. You have to make a reservation. They only have around 8 counter seats at the restaurant. They don't accept any overseas reservations, so if you're a foreigner, you have to book through a hotel or a specific website. We suggest you book through your hotel because booking through certain website could cost you around 4,000 yen, which is around 37 US dollars. The first thing that we notice are the beautiful dishes. This is supposed to be outer space. Chef Motoyoshi actually invested a lot of money in his tableware collection. They're all unique with different textures and origins. This dish is for the tempura sauce, and then you put some daikon, which is radish, in it, and it goes amazingly well with all the tempura items. Our teacups are all different. Regular customers can also purchase their own teacups so they can use their own cups every time they go to the restaurant so they feel right at home. Chef Motoyoshi also designed the soy sauce bottle so that it'll come out in little droplets. We also noticed that he probably likes rabbits because we notice a lot of them everywhere, from the outside to the bathroom. Every little detail is perfection. We also notice he has really nice toothpicks. Let's begin our omakase lunch set. We started out with a beautiful seasonal sashimi to kickstart our palates. They always like to start the tempura part with the prawn head. As you can see, the batter is so light. I can't even see it. Can you? Here comes the shrimp body. As you can see, it has a little bit more batter on it, but it's still really light and crispy. Super moist and juicy on the inside. Sometimes you can dip your food in the tempura sauce with daikon. Sometimes you can just sprinkle a little bit of salt or soy sauce or lemon. The chef will give you a suggestion for each dish, but also depends on your personal preference. Next, we had ginkgo nuts, and they go really well with just a little bit of salt. After that, we had asparagus. It's seasonal from Australia, really fresh and crunchy. The batter of a tempura restaurant is super important. It's usually a secret recipe that distinguishes one tempura restaurant from the other. Followed by kisu fish, which is Japanese whiting. They like to use this a lot for the tempura meals. Despite the fact that everything is deep fried, it still feels really light and crispy. Next, we had mushroom from the Akita prefecture. Then fresh oysters, really juicy. The oil that they use is grapefruit, sesame, and corn, depending on the dish. Next, we had the yuba, which is actually tofu skin. This really made an impression on me because it was really creamy. It's one of the creamiest I've ever tasted. The texture was just out of this world, and it goes amazingly well with just soy sauce and a little bit of wasabi. And then we had chestnut. The texture is really moist, and it's from Ibaraki. We notice a lot of Japanese chefs, they like to wear ties underneath their chef outfits. We also tried several different tempura restaurants. We have the link at the end of the video. Please do check them out. Even though Matoba Hiroki is only a sous chef, but I have to say he's got some mad skills. After that, we had the renkon, which is lotus root. The texture is very crunchy. It's really hard to cook renkon to perfection because if you cook it just a little bit too much, then it's too soft. It loses the crunch. Too little, then it's raw. This has just the right amount of texture. Then we had the salmon roe with seaweed, only the seaweed part was deep fried with batter on it. Sometimes if the salmon roe is not fresh, they could taste a little bit fishy, but this one is super fresh and sweet. When it comes to the eel, they give you an option of having a full one or half portion. Even though I really want to have the whole thing, but I was really full already, so I decided to choose the half option. This is a really good idea because eels could be really filling. By giving us an option, the food doesn't go to waste. Eels can be really fishy if it's not cooked correctly. This one still has a little bit of fishy taste, and it goes really well with ginger and a bit of salt. After that, sweet potato. Even though it looks really simple, actually this took an hour to prepare. We were watching the chef. He was unwrapping and wrapping the potatoes, doing at least 5 different procedures. I had no idea what he was doing, but they came out perfect. For the last option, they allow us to choose the size of the bowl for the rice, from a little tiny bowl to a huge ramen-sized bowl. It does give us a little pressure to choose in public, but who cares? If I could eat the big one, I would. This is another great idea. Depending on how full you are, you can choose the size of the bowl so you don't get too full and you don't waste any food. The last dish is kakiage, which is battered shrimp with vegetables. You can have it in 3 ways. The first is the tencha, which is kakiage over rice with green tea. You could have kakiage over rice with tempura sauce, or plain rice with kakiage on the side. And it comes with pickled vegetables. Look at the cutting of the vegetables. Sometimes pickled vegetables could look yellowish. This one looks really fresh. And then the dessert is absolutely beautiful. It is 2 different types of persimmon. I really like the fragrant, subtle sweetness of this fruit. They also sprinkled it with none other than tempura batter, ending a perfect tempura meal. And some green tea to relax. The bill was around 12,000 yen per person, so around $110 per person. It was cheaper because it was lunch, and also it was cooked by sous chef Matoba Hiroki, who was brilliant. If you want to eat Chef Motoyoshi's cooking, it's only available during dinner time. It cost around 19,000 yen, which is around $180. Overall, we had an amazing dining experience. Every single dish was cooked to perfection. All the ingredients were fresh. The batter was light and crispy. You can tell a lot of skills were involved in preparing this meal, so we highly recommend this restaurant. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel, and also please support us on Patreon. Thank you!